On our attention to the first corporate on our show, that's Sangam India. That's in focus on the back of the recent expansion plans in the Q1 performance. Anurag Soni, the CFO and director of Sangam India, now joins us on the show now. Anurag, morning. This is Rima here. Just taking a look at your Q1 numbers, exports have seen a drop. Could you tell us how exports have been and the reason for the decline? And do you expect it to persist?
Hi, a very good morning, and thank you for having me on the show, Rima. Exports have seen a drop, so the international market has been tough. However, compared year on year, we still have a growth on the exports. Q1 is generally a little slow, and it has been a little challenging over the last couple of months in exports. So, but going forward, we see that in the last few days, there's been a bit of an uptick in the demand. So we see that exports should pick up again. I think probably from Q3 onwards.
What's the quarterly run rate for exports that you anticipate? So March quarter, you had, export revenues more than 300 crores. This quarter, it's dropped down to about 220 crore. So what should be the number that we can expect?
For the
exports.
For the year exports, we can say that I think we should be touching about 1,200 crores for the year. So Q3 and Q4 numbers are generally higher. So even when we see last year, the numbers have gone up substantially over the Q3, Q4. So over a 950 crore yearly number last year, I think we expect about 20% growth in the current year.
Okay, so 20% export growth for FY23, aided by a big pickup in Q3 as well as Q4. Can you talk a little bit about cotton prices? Where are they right now? And they appear to be on the higher side. So how will it impact your margins?
So cotton prices have fallen a lot over the last couple of months, and in the last 10 days again they are on the rise. It has been a challenge. The inflationary pressure has been there on the cotton. Having said that, as I said earlier, that we see a demand uptake over the last few days. So hopefully, I think the worst is behind us. And at the company, the leadership of Sangam is actually in the synthetic segment, where we are seeing a very good demand, and the synthetic business is doing very well, and that's where the numbers for the financial performance is being supported by the synthetic business.
And what about raw materials there? What's happening on that side of the business?
Raw materials in the synthetic business are pretty stable. The crude prices are a little volatile, but having said that, we still there's not a big movement in the polyester prices. So the raw material prices are pretty stable there. So the margins in the synthetic business are pretty good.
So what is the? Could you just give us a little bit of idea about the business itself? What's the revenue split? What's the profit split from different segments?
So about 50% of the business comes from the yarn segment, out of which about 70% comes from the synthetic side and 30% comes from the cotton side. And then the balance 50% is coming from the fabric business, fabric and garments. So fabric is again divided between denim and synthetic fabric, so which is about 50-50 ratio between the two.
And what is the share of exports on all of this?
So exports generally vary between 35 to 40% of our total business. So last year we were up at about almost 38% number.
Anurag, a viewer has sent this question in, so I'm going to put this to you. He says that you've issued ESOPs and sweat equity shares substantial to promoters, to yourself, and the promoter holding over the last couple of years has gone up quite a bit. It used to be under 50%, now it's about 60% or so. Could you just talk to our viewers? I mean, what exactly has happened? What is the intention?
Right. So the intention is actually, so we've had the company's announced an ESOP and a sweat equity plan for key employees in the company, out of which a few happen to be related to the promoters. So it is not really directly to the promoters that have been issued. So ESOPs and sweat equity have been, the plan has been announced by the company. It is actually keeping in mind the future growth prospects, and we feel that it is important for everyone to be a part of the future growth story of the company. So that's the reason why we have done it.
Cleared the shareholder, this has got the shareholder approval?
Yeah, it's got a shadow.
It's got-
It's yeah.
Okay. All right, got it. Thanks very much, Anurag. Appreciate you joining in with that. And thank you very much for taking out the time. I mean, I think the stock was up yesterday. It's up again today. I mean, volumes, of course, are pretty low. 312 on the stock price at this point in time. We'll take a quick commercial break, I think. Yeah, let's do that. We are back. More on markets when we return. I think now the Nifty is pretty much the lowest point in the day. Oh yeah, we should be. So the low today is 17,863 and we're at 17,869. So yeah, I mean pretty much at the low point, and it's been a sharp sell-off once again. Let's see if this one is bought back into or I mean it stays like this. So we'll track that. We are back in just a bit. We discuss technicals with a guest as well on the other side.